Now, I posted what I believe to be a meme, but there's a lot of truth to it when you think about it. And it's got Donald Trump saying, let's see who I can fuck with today, which definitely seems to be the new MAGA agenda, much to the horror and dismay of many left-leaning political commentators who don't understand. It's like, look, Trump is doing all this nastiness, and people are cheering, like he's raising in the approval ratings. And they don't get why. And I genuinely explained, it's like, look, every society runs on bread and circus. The Romans figured this out. And you guys made the bread very expensive and also made the circus kind of gay. And so when you instilled your progressive values in TV shows, in movies, in sports, in video games, in every single avenue of life, and you even declare that everything is political, well, a lot of people like myself decided, okay, so you took away our circus, we will make you the circus. You will be our entertainment. And we decoupled from every single aspect of your morality, and all we want to see now is you being upset and having your fifis hurt, because that is entertainment. Like the same dopamine that we used to get when we played video games, the same dopamine that we used to get when watching sports, or when we used to get when watching movies, is now the same dopamine when we're watching you crying about it on Twitter. And so a left-leaning person actually genuinely understood this and responded with, y'all are ever confused about why I push so hard on the culture war shit? This is why. They outright admit that they voted because they hate wokeness and the left in the media. They became atheist liberals during the satanic panic, and now they became MAGA. We can't afford to fuck with them. Like this person actually understands. It's like, leave the circus alone. There is a percentage of the population that is leaving you alone. You messing with the circus, you're making them your enemy, and they will support literally what you hate. They will go out of their way to fuck with you. And there is no reason for that to happen. Just leave them the fuck alone. And so, and this is something that Salon itself, a mainstream publication, is also coming to realize. Yes, we fucked with their shit, and now they are driven from spite. Like, now they have just seething hatred because, like, we destroyed their entertainment, and these people want new entertainment, and it just so happens to be us. And when we write articles like this, crying about it, they're cheering, they're enjoying, they're actually entertained. My favorite take was this left-leaning person with pronouns in the bio going, it's like, oh my god, you're so petty. You're destroying European stability. You're destroying the economy. You're destroying the legal system. And I was like, well, I hope this is enough for you to get the message. But if you haven't get the message, I mean, surely we can do something better than Trump. You know, like, surely we can do a J.D. Vance or something. Like, whatever is required until people finally get it that you should leave the video games alone. I see a lot of leftists fucking with anime now. Bad idea, in my opinion. This is not going to be my fight, but if you want to piss off the next generation as well, go for it. You know, fuck with the anime, fuck with the video games, fuck with TikTok, fuck with the Chinese game. Like, fuck with whatever the new generation that comes after me enjoys, right? Like, mess with that. And you're going to see what happens, because this is a cyclical thing in history. I don't think, like, this is the end. I think, like, the wheel is just going to keep spinning. And so all of us have the pleasure of fucking with whatever entertainment our younger generation likes, right? Like, it's really pleasurable, scoring cheap brownie points by attacking their hobbies, by attacking them, right? It makes us feel like big people until the young generation has enough, and then they start fucking with us. And then they will elect someone that we find absolutely horrible, that's going to mess with our businesses, that's going to create problems in the world, but it's what we're going to deserve. And then they're going to have to repeat the cycle with their new generation. I just think it's how the American politics works. But, like, going back to this article, I find it very interesting, right? Like, what Elon Musk's war on federal workers owes to Gamergate. So, in other words, you know, like, the federal workers, they like to grift, right? Like, they like to grift on the taxpayer money. I mean, Salon itself, I don't know if they were getting cash from USID, but, like, surely they were benefiting from some grifts, because it doesn't explain how they can have only 2 readers and still be afloat, right? Like, they still are profitable in the market. And so they don't like when the grift is over. Like, it's a crime against nature, you know, to audit the government. That's not how it works. Like, the government is supposed to audit you as a citizen. Like, the government can go, like, where's the taxes? Why haven't you paid everything? But for a human being to audit the government, that's unheard of. That is blasphemy. That's a crime against nature, which is what Elon Musk is doing now. So one of the most unnerving aspects, again, like asking people where's the money, it's an unnerving aspect. Well, I would assume so. You know, like if I was working in the government and someone asked me, well, what have I done today for a living? I would feel unnerved. So it's illegal rampage. Again, you know, like the journalist using big boy words. In a normal society, which we are returning to, right? Like we're returning into a healthy, normal society. People are innocent until proven guilty, right? So unless Elon Musk actually gets a conviction against him, I would assume that what he is doing is not illegal. From my understanding, the president can actually delegate, can deputize someone in order to do these types of audits. If you don't agree, that's something for the lawyers and the public officials to decide. In the meantime, the president is doing exactly what he was voted for, which is to cause maximum ass hurt to the libs, right? Like he can pass like 50,000 illegal executive orders. That's something for the judges, for the lawyers, for the legal apparatus to decide. People just want the circus. You took our video games. We want this to be the new circus. And so you placed yourself into this situation as you're mentioning right here. Didn't have to be this way. And by the way, you know, it's not the fact that people from Gamergate voted. That's what got Donald Trump to win. No, like you managed to take people with a lot of time on their hands, people that are autistic, that are socially awkward, that have absolutely no shame, and you managed to convince them to fuck with you. So now they made memes. They retweeted, they liked, they frequented the businesses of your oppositions, they donated to your opposition, they wrote thought pieces, they had podcasts and all the other stuff, which made your opposition strong. It's not about the vote, right? Like the vote is the minuscule contribution that gamers did. But it's all the extra stuff that a person with a lot of time on their hand can do, because you didn't want that person to just sit there and play their fucking video games. You thought that by antagonizing them, by stuffing your values down their throats, they're going to be on your side. That's not how it works. No, like, they got into politics, for sure. They really got into politics. First, they got on Obama's side, and they become the atheist liberals, completely decoupling themselves from religious ideology, because the religious people were like, oh, your music is problematic, your movies are problematic, your video games are problematic, everything you do is problematic. And people were like, okay, then why are you saying this? Because that's what it says into the Bible. And they were like, okay, well, fuck your Bible. I'm an atheist now. I'll vote for Obama. And then the religious people were horrified, right? And then Obama did the exact same shit to them. It was like, okay, let's push wokeness. Your video games are problematic, your movies are problematic, your entertainment is problematic. And then it's like, okay, well, fuck your ideology then. We're going to be extreme far-right LARPers on the internet, and we're going to start pushing for Donald Trump. I genuinely don't understand how I'm the only one who sees it. Like, maybe I'm the only one that reads the newspapers every day, and I just notice how the culture is shifting. But it seems that even Salon is starting to realize it. So, of course, you know, it's fascist. Yeah, like, at this point, no one fucking cares. Exactly what the fascists said, right? No me prego. They don't care. Like, if Trump does something that upsets the libs, that's a good thing. Like, that's the moral compass now. Is Trump upsetting the libs today? Yes, he's auditing the government. Perfect. There is absolutely nothing better he could have done to spend his time that day. They are not connected to your morality. Their heart goes out to you, right? Like Elon Musk goes there, my heart goes out to you. Doesn't care about the ADL, doesn't care about Salon. And then you have other people. You have Steve Bannon. His heart went out to you as well. Everyone's heart goes out to you. What are you going to do? You're going to cope and seethe. Because they don't care. You know, like back in the first administration, we did care. During the first Trump administration, like people thought that's a warning shot. Look, maybe we can care about the optics. Maybe we can negotiate. Like, it doesn't have to be this way. But what you did is like, no, you showed disdain and disgust towards the Trump voter during his first administration. Then during the Biden era, then he almost got assassinated. Then you guys were cheering when that happened. So my heart goes out to you now. What can I say? Fascists have always been clowns, but it's a 21st century innovation that they're so proud of their juvenile behavior. Yeah, absolutely. We don't respect you. We have no respect for people that mess with our hobbies. Who are you to us? You're a stranger. You're not our father. You're not our mother. You're not our boss. No, you're a complete stranger, so why do we care how you feel about us? Like, do you think we care about your morality when we vote for literally everything that you hate? And again, you went after gamers, people that have no shame. Like, people who are already introverted, people who are already locked up, they're not really pillars of the community. No, they just sit in their home, playing video games, not bothering anyone. And those are the people you decided to fuck with. And it turns out there's a lot of them. It's not one or two. No, like, the gaming industry was $1 billion industry. It's kind of like fucking with the football hooligans. And then you're wondering why the city is burning. And you're like, oh my god, it's so petty. It's over a game with the ball? Yes. Yes, because for those people, that game with the fucking ball means everything. Oh, but it's not gonna... Well, but it's the world, okay? This is the reality. You have to accept it. You have to accept the real world you live in. There are people out there that are petty. There are people out there that are childish. They exist. And you can nag, you can shame, you can complain, you can be outraged, but it doesn't change reality. It's kind of like seeing a tree that offends you. Maybe it's a crooked tree. Maybe it's some tree that looks in a vulgar manner, that it looks like a penis over the hill. And you can cry about it, you can offend yourself, you can just, oh my goodness, how is this possible? It's an affront against nature. But at the end of the day, the tree is still there. It still fucking exists. You can get the entire village to complain about it. It will still exist. And so this is what you've decided to do. You know that there are people out there who are very petty, and you decided to bully and harass them for a decade. What did you think was going to happen? So unfortunately, many online journalism saw this coming a decade ago. Yeah, you saw it coming, but you did nothing, right? Like, you could have told your fellow journalists, like, hey, let's stop fucking with these people. Like, there's no reason. There's nothing to gain here. Just leave them the fuck alone. No, you decided to keep it up. And so for those blissfully unaware, Gamergate was the first major crowdsourced harassment campaign on the social media era. So you don't understand that you behaved in such a way that you actually generated something brand new on the fucking internet, and that wasn't a warning shot for you. Like, hey, maybe I should stop. Like, maybe like, if people are so passionate about this thing, maybe, you know, it's kind of like a dog, right? Like, you see a dog, and it's chewing on a toy or something, and you want to take the toy away, and the dog starts snarling at you. Any normal person would just be like, okay, keep the fucking toy then. That, like, there's no reason to keep fucking with the dog. But, like, no, you guys, like, insisted. You went naked hands there and tried to pick the toy away. Whose fault is it then? Like, the dog doesn't have, like, higher levels of reason and cognitive abilities, right? But you do. Like, you do have that. And yet you chose to put your naked hand and try to take the toy away from the dog. Dodge owes everything to Gamergate, from its aesthetics to its tactics and manpower. No, by the way, this is not what happened. These people have created a culture that works on favor rather than value. So favor means like, okay, Zoe Queen, like she is a person that we favor, right? Like, she's got the connection, she's got the prestige, she's Zoe Queen. So everyone favors Zoe Queen. And you want to hire her because if you hire her, you know, she uses her connections in the media, connections with other activists, and you gain her favor. But she doesn't produce good value. Like, she's not producing comic books, she's not producing video games, she does producing stuff, right? So you only hire her for her connections. And this was like the culture that you created, a very feminist culture, a very feminine one, where it's all about nepotism and who knows who, and are you friends with Sarah, and are you friends with Lucy, right? Before this, it was a culture of value. It's like, what the fuck can you do, right? It doesn't matter your credentials, doesn't matter if you went to Harvard, doesn't matter if you know anyone. It's like, can you do the job? And so these are the people that Elon Musk is coming with to do the audits. And it seems they're doing a good job because they're finding a lot of shit. Right? And you're like, oh my god, but like, these people, they haven't gone to Harvard. They are so young. They're so immature. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're not like the HR lady that has a lot of time to waste drinking rosé in her office and writing one email and then not being able to justify what she does for the last 6 hours. They're individuals that are there to do a job. And so I'll keep reading this on my stream because it's absolutely fucking hilarious. Like, the level of cope and the level of crying is insane. But I just wanted you to know that even the media is admitting that, yeah, fucking with the circus is a bad idea. Every society needs to have bread and circus. Currently, the previous administration and the previous culture has managed to fuck with both. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.